Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
I'm ready.
I think we've got some really good stuff from that language learning podcast you sent.
Definitely.
So, we've got 4 expressions to cover,
Yeah.
and let's just jump right in.
Okay.
First up, meticulous.
Ooh, good one.
Like, when I think about that word,
Mm-hmm.
I always picture like someone with a tiny little brush restoring some like centuries old painting.
Yeah, that's a great image that really captures the essence of the word. It's not just being careful, it's that striving for absolute precision and perfection in every single detail.
Right. And you know what?
What?
In the podcast, they had this example
Oh, yeah.
about the artist.
Yes, the artist was meticulous in her brushwork, ensuring every stroke was perfect.
Makes you wonder if they ever actually finish anything, spending hours on a single brush stroke.
Well, that's where the etymology gets really interesting because the word meticulous stems from the Latin word meticulosus,
Uh-huh.
which means fearful or timid. So perhaps that meticulous artist, so focused on each stroke,
Right.
is driven by a fear of making a mistake.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah,
That's fascinating. That like adds a whole other layer to the word, right?
exactly.
So we have that image of like precision, but also this underlying anxiety almost.
Right, exactly.
And, thinking about it, meticulous isn't always a positive trait. It can also be, someone who's a perfectionist to a
Yes.
fault, someone who gets so bogged down in the details that
Yes.
they lose sight of the bigger picture.
Exactly. Like, think of a surgeon. They need to be meticulous, but they also need to be decisive and adaptable in the operating room. It's all about finding that right balance.
That's such a good point. And I guess that's where it differs from other words like precise or thorough or even detailed.
Right.
They don't quite capture that tension between precision and almost like potential paralysis
Yeah,
that you get with meticulous.
definitely not.
Okay, enough meticulousness for now, I think. Let's move on to something.
Yes.
A phrase that actually describes, well, the opposite of meticulous communication almost.
Okay.
You sent a clip about waffling on,
Mm-hmm.
and I gotta admit, I kind of chuckled when I heard the example.
What was it?
During the meeting, he continued to waffle on about the new policy, but never addressed the main issue.
Oh, yeah, we've all been in those meetings.
For sure, definitely.
Why?
And it's funny because, like, waffles, delicious,
Yes.
but not exactly known for their substance.
Right. And that connection to something light and airy actually has roots in the word's history. Waffle, in this sense, likely emerged in the late 19th century
Uh-huh.
from the verb waff,
Okay.
which meant to speak indistinctly or without purpose.
So it's almost like someone's trying to build a house out of waffles.
Yes.
It's just not going to be very sturdy.
Exactly. You need more than just fluffy words to make a point.
Right.
You need solid arguments, clear examples, a concise message.
And I guess, while waffle on is a pretty vivid way to describe that, there are other words too, like ramble
Right.
or prattle, babble.
Yes.
They all convey that sense of aimless chatter.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of defending oneself,
Okay.
let's tackle fend off. This is a phrase that, I don't know, really packs a punch.
Absolutely. Fend off suggests an active struggle, a deliberate effort to repel or resist something undesirable. Think of a knight fending off an attack with their shield. There's that sense of urgency, almost danger.
Right, and it doesn't even have to be a physical attack, right?
No.
Like in the podcast example, they talked about fending off tough questions from the press,
Oh, yeah.
which is more of a mental battle.
Exactly. Fend off can describe anything from resisting temptation to deflecting criticism. It's about actively protecting yourself, whether physically, mentally, or emotionally.
So I'm picturing like someone using a fence to keep something out.
Right.
Like that's the essence of fend off,
Yeah.
right? Creating that barrier
Yeah.
between you and whatever it is that you're trying to avoid.
Exactly.
And it's a powerful image, right?
Yes.
And I think it helps to differentiate it from synonyms like repel or ward off or fight off, which are more about just pushing something away, whereas fend off is
Yeah.
more sustained effort, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I agree. Fend off has that certain determination built into it. It's not just passively avoiding something, it's actively pushing back and protecting your boundaries.
Yeah, fend off definitely has more oomph to it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so from a word that describes deflecting the unwanted, let's move on to one that embraces all that life has to offer.
Okay.
joie de vivre.
Oh, I love this one.
This phrase just like radiates positivity.
It does.
You even mentioned that this was one of your favorites, right?
Oh, absolutely. Joie de vivre is one of those expressions that just transcends language.
Mm-hmm.
It captures this like feeling, this attitude towards life that's so hard to define.
Right.
But you know it when you see it.
Yeah. And I love how the podcast put it.
Oh,
Her joie de vivre is infectious. She always finds joy in the simplest things.
it's so true.
It's that like delight in the everyday, approaching life with enthusiasm and a sense of wonder.
It is, and it's interesting that it's a direct borrowing from French.
Yeah.
It seems like English just doesn't have a single word that quite encapsulates that vibrant energy.
Yeah, I think that speaks volumes about the concept itself.
Totally.
It goes beyond words.
Yes.
It's that spark in someone's eyes when they talk about something they love.
Mm-hmm.
It's finding joy in those unexpected places,
Yeah.
embracing the moment, squeezing every drop of goodness out of life.
You're painting such a beautiful picture.
Oh, thanks.
And while we may not have that single English equivalent, we can get close with words like
Like what?
exuberance, zest, enthusiasm,
Right.
but they still fall a little bit short, don't they?
I think they do. It's more than just being happy or excited.
It is.
It's like a deeper appreciation for life itself, a willingness to embrace all the ups and downs with a smile.
I like that.
You know what? I think this whole deep dive has been a great example of joie de vivre in action.
Uh-huh. It has.
Exploring these words, uncovering their hidden meanings.
Yes.
And hopefully having some fun along the way.
Exactly. I completely agree. It's been such delightful exploration of language.
Yeah.
We started with, that meticulous attention to detail in a single word. Then we meandered through the aimless chatter of waffling on,
Right.
battled our way through the defensive stance of fend off,
Yeah.
and finally arrived at the pure joy of joie de vivre.
What a journey.
It really has been.
And just like any good journey, we've picked up some valuable treasures along the way.
We have.
These 4 expressions, they're more than just words.
Right.
They're tools for understanding ourselves and the world around us.
Exactly. Think about how expanding your vocabulary allows you to express yourself with greater nuance and precision. You can recognize, like, the underlying anxiety in someone's meticulousness, or call out empty rhetoric when you hear someone waffling on.
Right, and you can appreciate the true meaning of joie de vivre when you see it.
Yes.
Even if you can't quite put it into words.
It's about recognizing that spark in others.
And cultivating it within ourselves.
Yes. Beautifully said. I think it's safe to say we've achieved our mission today.
Yeah?
We've unpacked these 4 captivating expressions, explored their origin, their nuances, and hopefully armed you, the listener, with the knowledge to use them confidently in your own conversations.
We've given everyone plenty to chew on.
We have.
But before we wrap up, we want to leave you with something to ponder. Out of these 4, meticulous, waffle on, fend off, and joie de vivre, which one really resonates with you the most, and why?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Maybe you're like so self-proclaimed meticulous planner, always got to have everything just so.
Or maybe you find yourself constantly needing to fend off distractions throughout the day.
Oh, that's me, for sure.
Right.
Or could it be that you're on a quest to just infuse your life with, way more joie de vivre?
I think it's a great question to think about because language is such a powerful tool for self-reflection.
It really is.
And as we've been talking about, these expressions aren't just about expanding your vocabulary.
Right.
They're about understanding the nuances of human behavior, communication styles, even personal values.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes these deep dives so rewarding. We're not just learning new words.
Right.
We're exploring different ways of thinking and being in the world.
Exactly. And remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, for sure.
The English language is just teeming with these fascinating expressions.
I know, it's crazy.
Idioms, slang, all just waiting to be discovered.
So keep exploring.
Yes.
Keep learning and keep diving deep into this world of language.
Absolutely.
Who knows what treasures you'll uncover.
Exactly.
Until next time.
Bye, everyone.